Hello, this is Maestro X, and I'm going to go over the Level 2 Academic Word of the Day, period, for Week 2, Quarter 4. Let's take a look at your flashcard. The academic word period has 3 syllables, and the emphasis or stress is on the first syllable, peer. Peer. Don't say pair, say peer. Period. Period. Make sure you pronounce that last D. Period. We have 2 definitions, and both of them are similar. Really, the only difference is in their length and purpose. The first one is just a particular length of time. A particular length of time, especially one that's repeating. So we usually use this term to refer to like periods in like sports. You can have a soccer match has 2 periods, like the first half and the second half. You can also use the word period to refer to, of course, your schedule. There are 7 periods of classes in our PM program. And of course, our class is either periods 3, 4, or periods 6, 7, at least right now. Okay, the other definition is more specific. It's a length of time in the life of a particular person or in the history of a particular country. So these are longer lengths of time, generally. For example, Pablo Picasso, famous painter, he had his blue period when he painted a lot of his paintings in blue. We're going to be studying the life of Pablo Neruda in 4th quarter English, and we're going to look at different periods of his life when he wrote different types of poetry. You can also talk about periods in the history of a country, and let's take a look at your sentence that you should have copied, which is William Shakespeare was a writer during the Renaissance period. Okay, so this was a time in history that is defined. Actually, it was not just in England, but throughout Europe as well. And William Shakespeare was one of many writers during this Renaissance period, during this time, after the Middle Ages. Okay, let's go back to your flashcard. The term periodic means occasional. So it happens for this length of time and then a break, and then again for this period of time and then take a break. So periodic. For example, if your car has periodic breakdowns, it means, it will go for a certain period and then break down. And then it'll go for another, maybe run for a while again, and then have another breakdown. So the breakdowns are periodic, happening after lengths of time. A periodical is a magazine or newspaper that comes out, after a certain period of time. Like Time Magazine, Newsweek, they can come out every week. So after a period of week, you'll get a new Newsweek or a new Time Magazine. So we call them periodicals. Periodicals. Okay. And then periodically describes actions that happened after periods of time. Okay, so like for example, Time Magazine will come out periodically after a certain amount of time, every week. Okay. If you might say, if you go to your home country once a year, then you go home periodically. You travel periodically. After every year, you go home. Okay? So that's how you use it as an adverb. But use it as a noun for your original sentence about yourself, period. And you should know that there's 3 synonyms. Era really goes with the second definition, because we don't usually talk about like eras in like your bell schedule. Okay, they're usually discussed as historical times. Term and duration work very well for the first definition. Okay, So that is your level 2 academic word of the day. Be sure to write an original sentence about yourself and include an illustration in the bottom right box. All right, happy studying.